Hey everyone, welcome to Restaurant Tech Trends, where we explore restaurant technology trends with some of the industry's biggest movers and shakers in a rapid-fire short interview format. This podcast is produced by Incept AI. Incept AI takes restaurant orders over the phone and in noisy drive-thrus with friendliness and precision. Learn more at incept.ai. Now, before we get to today's speaker, a short program note. On this podcast, we've talked with founders and executives shaping how technology moves our industry. But something we'll be doing more of moving forward, starting today, is bringing in the voices of people actually running restaurants day in and day out, franchisees and operators. These are the people living the reality of labor challenges, drive-through operations, guest experience, and profitability at the store level. Their perspective is critical, and today's episode marks the first of many conversations we'll be having with operators. Having said that, today on Restaurant Tech Trends, I'm joined by Eric Culton, an ops leader who oversees a $30 million plus portfolio across 5 McDonald's in the Pacific Northwest. Eric's known for his hands-on field leadership, digital growth programs like in-store digital ambassadors, and a sharp perspective on Vision AI for drive-through and ops visibility. We'll dig into how he coaches teams, the playbooks behind higher digital mix and faster throughput, and where he sees pragmatic AI actually moving the needle. Eric, welcome to the show.
Hey, Justin, great to be here, man. This is a really cool platform. I'm happy to join you today.
I'm really excited to be chatting with you here today. It's a new milestone for us. Well, let's start off by talking about some tactics before we get into some of the more high-level stuff. And I'd like to start by learning a bit more about these digital ambassadors. What are the digital ambassadors, and what is the cadence, script, conversion goal when you're teaching guests to order digitally in store?
Yeah, I know the thing is right now, there's a lot of people who are still discovering our app, and I think apps in general across the industry. So we're still very much in the education process, or even just showing people who already have the app all the benefits and all the uses of it. I think, a lot of people come in to our restaurants and they see the kiosk up front, right? It's the most visual thing you can see, eye-catching. But not everybody's fully familiar with how the app works and the ways you can order. So it's not just drive-through anymore, but it's also curbside, take in, take out, dine in, table service. And so our ambassadors are just trying to bridge that gap, the knowledge gap between, what people think McDonald's usually is versus what they can do now in the future, and all the benefits of making it much more easier to place an order.
Very cool. Well, I'd like to talk a little bit now about another technology, which is Vision AI. I understand you're running or starting to run a Vision pilot at some of your stores. Tell us, where is Vision AI actually useful today versus where is it more hype? And how are you able to pilot without disrupting the lane?
Sure. There's so many things with AI right now. AI is everywhere, and I think the hard part for our industry, it's how do you make the best use of it, right? And what's the most cost-effective, easiest way to integrate it? For us, in our industry, I think Vision AI is the easiest way in. Most locations have security cameras, CCTV, and so for us, partnering with Tenyks AI, it's a very good group out of University of Cambridge in the UK. Very good people we've been working with. They understand our challenges, understand the use cases, and so we're starting not just with speed, how to improve speed and how to monitor time, but it's also looking at different ways to improve the business. And I think with all the cost issues and inflation going on in the economy right now, it's I think productivity, finding ways to measure productivity is going to be key. And so using Vision AI is going to give us more insight. My goal with Vision AI is to figure out how to give that data real time to our managers, right? I think, restaurant management is so hard. There's so many moving pieces and things to work with. So any way we can find and use Vision AI to make it be a virtual assistant for people and our managers to give that data, use that information, improve their job, make it easier, take some stuff off their plate is the way to go. And, there's a lot of things going on in restaurants. And so right now, the biggest thing besides speed that 10X AI is helping us with is monitoring breaks for wage and hour issues. And so any help we can get to make our employee experience better and our jobs easier is the way to go. And I think Vision AI is the easiest way to get involved right now with AI and just plug into your current systems and, improve the workflow.
Very cool perspective. You mentioned two words that really stood out to me there: speed and efficiency. So let's talk a little bit about staffing. What are your best levers for reducing training time so that you can drive higher competency on drive-through or at the front counter?
Sure. McDonald's is, I think, known for just having great systems, and that's been the really the foundation of how it's scaled globally. And so, and even our organization, our franchise, we take that same approach. It's I think details matter when it comes to training. And right now I'm looking to, as we launch this pilot, figure out how we're going to use Vision AI to not just improve training, but just verify all the pieces in place, and then we can hopefully use that data to look at where we can improve. Right now we have pretty solid foundation of training, but if I can get more productivity and train them at a faster clip, then that's the goal, because days matter, and if I can reduce those days into hours, then we're going to be way ahead.
For sure. Well, let's talk about other technologies, maybe something that people are not, maybe not something that's quite as flashy. What is one technology that you've added that has quietly paid for itself? And what's another one that if you could, you would sunset tomorrow?
I'm going to have two quick answers for that. I mean, QSR Soft has been a staple program in the McDonald's industry. And so, and I think it applies to every restaurant, whether you're big or small. So I would highly recommend QSR Soft for your data. And they're launching a lot of AI programs too. So it's been a huge, huge thing for us. And the one thing I would also recommend is Slack, using Slack for our organization. We haven't fully adopted AI with Slack yet, but that capability to just improve communication across the board has been a huge game changer for us. One on sunset, because of Slack, is long email chains and WhatsApp or text messages. I mean, that's just an archaic way of communicating. I know a lot of people still try and use those platforms, but the way Slack can transform your business is monumental. So, highly recommend Slack and QSR Soft.
Quick note on QSR Soft. One of our advisors at Incept AI is from QSR Soft, and
Nice.
I share your sentiment. Great technology.
Yeah.
I am curious about the Slack one though. So, like when you're talking with the crew, are you actually using Slack to talk with your crews? You're not using text messages?
Right, no text messages. We use another program with McDonald's for crew specifically, but we have Slack for our managers, trainers, maintenance facility people, some core crew people. So yeah, that's our daily communication piece. I mean, it creates a lightning fast information, reduces downtime by days. If I can, understand that, famously, if the shake machine's down, then I can hear about it immediately, not have to get a phone call or wait hours, and we can, try and get a hold of a vendor, repair vendor, on the spot. So
Great. Let's talk a bit about AI and the jobs of the future. So you've talked a little bit about this idea of an AI integrator, and you've said that it's the leadership job of the future. Tell us a bit about what an AI integrator is and why is this the leadership role of the future?
yeah, I think the biggest role with AI integration is as companies try and figure out, even large companies are trying to understand really how to incorporate AI and what that's going to mean for roles. And I think for restaurants, leadership's going to have to figure out what makes the most sense and who's going to do it. That's probably the biggest question. It's who's going to own that. If you're a small business, who's going to be the one who's going to pilot those things and help integrate it. So it's not really created yet. There's still a lot of exploration in that. But that's kind of the role I'm trying to figure out for myself. As for our company, we have 5 restaurants. What does it do for us, and how does it make the most sense? So there's a lot of learning still, but I think it's going to be the ones who figure out really how to use it and how to bring money to the bottom line will be the ones that are going to get ahead. And so I don't have all the answers quite yet, but that's what I'm trying to figure out, and partner with those who are experts and see what we can do, what can be created.
Ease of use and helping the bottom line. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I'd like to double click into AI a little bit deeper because, there are a lot of people, a lot of restaurant employees that are scared of AI. They're worried that, hey, there's going to be AI that's going to be introduced into the restaurant. This is going to take my job away. And if you don't position it the correct way, it can lead to staffing problems and cultural issues. How do you position AI with your teams, and how are you using AI to create a better culture?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the first part of it is level setting on where people are at, and it's fun to think about, but I'm still seeing people who are just now discovering Chat GPT and how to write emails and text messages, and it's like it's moving so fast. Technology has come so far in a few years. It's easy for people in tech to think that if the rest of the world is right with there with them, but the reality is a lot of people are just now within the past few months even discovering how the use cases of it. So for me, it's understanding where the people are coming from, where they're currently, what's their knowledge, and then what's going to not scare them, right? So it's sitting side by side and showing them and asking them, what do they struggle with and how can this help you? And just kind of understanding that bell curve of the learning. What's it going to take, and who sees the value in it, and teach people, see how fast they want to move.
I love it. Well, Eric, we're out of time for our regular questions. It's time to move to our rapid fire segment. So, for those of you that are listening or watching, Eric has no idea what these questions are that I'm about to ask him. The rules here, Eric, are try to answer with one word if you can. If you can't answer with one word, try to do it with one sentence. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. What's your favorite metric to brag about? Cars per hour, drive-through times, digital mix, or something else?
For bragging, it's going to be drive-through times. I think we're pretty fast.
All right. Uh, what's your average total speed of service in the drive-through?
Average recently, it's been about 120, 130 seconds.
Okay, that's great. What's an order you judge a store by? Fries, McChicken, or vanilla cone?
Judging would be fries. That's a measurement of success, I think. It's all about the fries.
All right. What's the most clutch role on a slam shift? A runner, assembler, or order taker?
I'm going to say it's the assembler.
Right. If Vision AI named your drive-through lanes, what would they be called?
Oh man, I'm going to go with speedy service.
What's your preferred coffee choice at 6 a.m.? Hot, iced, or whatever's closest?
No, I'm going hot coffee with one cream.
All right. And last one, finish this sentence. Great operations feel like blank.
Success.
Awesome. Well, Eric, I want to thank you very much for your time here today. This has been a milestone for us here at Restaurant Tech Trends. I'm so glad to have met you here in this format. Everyone, Eric Culton, Executive Ops Leader at McDonald's.
Thanks so much, Justin. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.